this prayer is so confusing. What am I even supposed to say? Better yet, would God even hear me if I said the wrong thing? You know, maybe I'm just no good at this prayer thing.
Hey, Carson.
Whoa. You're a little talking candy man.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Anyways, I know prayer can be confusing, but God loved us so much that He gave us many different ways to pray. When we pray, God listens and helps us with what we need. It kind of sounds like a good main point.
Okay, yeah, well, how so?
Let's start with one of my favorite prayers, the prayer of Jabez. I like it because it talks about the 4 things we all need: God's blessing, His influence so we can point people to Him, His presence so He'll always be with us, and His protection so that we'll always be safe.
Okay, keep talking.
We're actually going to talk about it on today's episode of the Let's Go Show.
Well, it looks like I'm going to the show. I'll catch you later, little candy man.
Carson, you didn't tell me that you found a piece of talking candy.
Oh my goodness, yes. How did I forget to tell you that? It was crazy.
Yeah, you think?
You gotta admit though, the guy knew what he was talking about. He also dropped our main point. Did you catch it?
I sure did. And the main point was, when I pray, God listens and helps me with what I need.
Golly, that was nice. Not gonna lie, when he was talking to me, I was a little bit in shock and I completely forgot the main point because I was talking to a little candy man.
For sure, and I would have too, but hey, I have something I want you guys to think about. Does God really listen to us when we pray? And how do we know we're not just babbling a bunch of words into the air?
Hey, now would actually be a great time to talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys after the Bible story.
What's up, guys? My name's Luke. Today we're going to be talking about Jabez. He has one of the shortest and strongest prayers in the entire Bible. So let's hear about it. The prayer of Jabez can be found in 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 10, where it says, "Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my territory. Let your hand be with me and keep me from harm, so that I will be free from pain." So there are 4 parts, and we're going to talk about each of them. The first one is, "Oh, that you would bless me." When Jabez asks for God's blessing, he wants more than just things. He wants God's favor, and for God to help him with everything he does. The second part of the prayer says, "And enlarge my territory." Jabez wasn't just asking for more land to farm, he was asking for God to give him the cool opportunity to grow his faith and to help other people. Same opportunity you and I have today. The next part of the prayer says, "Let your hand be with me." So Jabez knew that he needed God's help, so he was asking God to help him. And just like Jabez, we needed God's guidance and strength in everything we do. So the fourth and final part of the prayer is pretty straightforward, and it says, "Keep me from harm so that I will be free from pain," which simply just means that Jabez asked God to protect him from harm and to keep him safe from pain. So whether you're worried about something or you just want to feel safe, you can trust that God is there to protect you. A simple way to use the prayer of Jabez is by asking God for 4 things: His blessing, His influence, His presence, and His protection. So, as you're praying, remember Jabez's boldness and pray with faith, knowing that God listens and answers.
In the small town of Ramah, there lived a woman named Hannah. She was very kind and faithful, but she carried a heavy sadness because she had no children. Every year, she traveled with her husband to the tabernacle to worship God and offer sacrifices. With each visit, her heart ached, longing for a child. Overcome with emotion, Hannah poured out her heart to God in prayer, and she made a promise to God that if he ever gave her a son, she would dedicate him to the Lord's service for all of his days. Now God heard her prayers, and in time, Hannah gave birth to a son whom she named Samuel, meaning asked of God. Hannah kept her promise to God, and when Samuel was a young boy, she took him to the tabernacle and presented him to the priest Eli. She left him to serve God under Eli's guidance. As she prepared to leave her son, the long-awaited answer to her prayers, Hannah's heart was not filled with sadness, but with joy. and she burst into a song of thanksgiving, praying this.
My heart rejoices in the Lord. In the Lord my horn is lifted high. My mouth boasts over my enemies, for I delight in your deliverance. There is no one holy like the Lord. There is no one besides you. There is no rock like our God.
Hannah knew that her strength and her happiness did not come from her circumstances, but from God alone.
The bows of the warriors are broken, but those who stumbled are armed with strength. Those who were full hire themselves out for food, but those who were hungry are hungry no more. She who was barren has borne 7 children, but she who has had many sons pines away.
She sang about how God protects the faithful and breaks the power of the wicked.
He raises the poor from the dust and lifts the needy from the ash heap. He sets them with princes and has them inherit a throne of honor. For the foundations of the earth are the Lord's. On them he has set the world.
Hannah's prayer teaches us that no matter what we face, we can turn to God when we may be feeling empty or facing tough challenges. When God answered her prayers, Hannah responded with gratitude and faithfulness, not forgetting the one who blessed her. Hannah's example shows us that when we keep our promises to God, He will not only honor those commitments, but will also use our stories to inspire and teach others about His love and justice. Like Hannah, let us find our joy in the Lord, knowing that He is our strength, our rock, and our Redeemer.
Okay, Carson, favorite candy, go.
Reese's Cups.
Reese's Cups, really?
Yep, they're undefeated.
Okay. What about Twix?
No.
Snickers? Almond Joys? No Almond Joys?
Ooh.
Okay, right.
All of that aside, why are we talking about candy? This is the Let's Go show here, G. Let's lock in. Lock in.
Because the candy video at the beginning had me thinking about candy all throughout the show. I love that video. The little guy, he was so cute and so tiny.
And he was like,
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense because he was short. The prayer of Jabez is short, and it was sweet. And the prayer of Jabez is super powerful and all that good stuff. So
Like short
makes
and
sense.
sweet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I gotta say, I love a good short prayer every now and then.
You and me both. It's really easy to remember, but also it's super powerful.
Yeah, it's cool how it only takes 2 sentences to say a prayer that covers everything.
I know.
Literally everything.
Literally. You get God's blessing, His influence, His presence,
Yeah.
and then you get God's protection. That's like the happy meal of all prayers. And it only takes about 10 seconds.
Yeah. How are you gonna use that prayer this week?
That's a good question, G. I feel like I could use it anytime. I could use it when I wake up, when I
Okay.
eat breakfast, when I eat lunch, when I eat dinner, and when I eat my second dinner,
Okay.
and when I go to bed. I can say it anytime.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I liked this prayer so much.
Yeah, same. G and I are going to be saying this prayer all week long, but we don't want to do it by ourselves. We want you guys to do it with us.
That's
We're going
right.
to be asking God for His blessing, influence, presence, and protection.
Yeah.
We're going to be asking God for all that stuff this
All
week,
of
and we
it.
want you to do it with us.
Remember, the more you talk to Him, the stronger your relationship will get.
Now, you guys take it easy, stay prayed up, and we will catch you in the next show.
See ya.